it's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, kind of out of it today, honestly. We got a hotfix that buffed Chroma and Gauss a little bit. We'll be going over what was changed in hotfix 32.0.12. And actually, pretty decent changes, I'd say. Not something that's going to be really meta-defining for Chroma or for Gauss, but just straight up buffs, honestly. So we'll be going over that, and we'll see what else they changed. I haven't actually fully reviewed what else they've changed here. Maybe there's some nice little juicy stuff in here. But before we get into it, make sure you sub the channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads going over all the news, build videos, cutting-edge technology. If you like that kind of stuff, you're in the right place. So go ahead and hit that sub button if you haven't already. All right. Also got a live stream channel too if you haven't checked it out. What is going on with this hotfix? So just briefly going over what they have at the top. Testing new matchmaking and network relay server changes. That's not what we're really here for. We're here for the actual stuff right here. So changed Chroma's Toxin Elemental Ward holster speed to a damage buff on weapon swap. Now it says a damage buff on weapon swap. And what that could mean actually multiple different things, because I'm willing to bet that that might work on abilities, because the way that holster swap aura works is it does work on some abilities. Not all abilities, but for example, if you watch my Cyanex how to play guide, I did use holster swap aura, or it's actually called holster amp nowadays, in the aura mod slot for that build. This one right here. So this does work on abilities on equip. Plus 60% damage. That's kind of how it looks for Chroma's recently changed Vex armor. So we're talking specifically about the Toxin buff here. So it's going to be scaling off of strength. Now, the Toxin buff of Elemental War is a little bit of a weird one. So it provides increased reload speed, steady chance if enemies are nearby you to make them get Toxin procced by you, and there's the holster damage and the holster duration now. So that increased reload speed scales off duration for some reason. It's always been like that from what I understand. So like increasing your duration makes your reload speed higher on Chroma's Toxin Elemental Ward. But also now that we've got this new thing here, strength is important for Elemental Ward Toxin version as well, because it's going to increase the holster damage percentage. Now Chroma doesn't really have any damaging abilities I can test it with. I guess I could technically test it with his one. But the main thing here is that this is going to be working on your guns too. And remember, this is Chroma's Hellmonth ability, so you can put this on other frames as well. If you want to provide some reload speed, I guess technically some holster damage now when holstered, or even running Elemental Ward when an enemy or when an ally walks near me, they will hold on to that reload speed and holster buff for a while. So let's just quickly show it working. I've got no buffs on or anything like that. I've got no mods on this Catch Moon kit gun, and we'll just see what this is looking like. Is it a big damage increase? Is it a small damage increase? With my build, after I use Madurai, it should be 102% holster amp. So as you can see, that's the number right there, 102%. So let's see it with it buffed up. 1067, 1067. Now it's ran out. 526. So seems like it's working pretty much off of unmodded base damage. We're going to swap again now and go to we should have 102 or 1067 again. So, yeah, it looks like 102% increase to me. Now let's throw on like a full build and see how different it's looking. Do we even have a full build? Doesn't look like it. Let's throw on two mods instead. So we have 100% crit chance, 100.4% crit chance, and we have 1145 base damage. We'll see what the non-buff number is, then we'll see what the buff number is. I'm thinking the more mods you throw on your build, the less you'll be seeing a benefit from this. And I'm willing to bet it's going to work on some abilities out there, but that's going to take a lot of testing to figure out which one. So 5109 with the buff up. 3866 with the buff down. So as you see, our 100% damage increase isn't even equating to like 1,000 extra. It's equating to like roughly like only 1,000 extra damage, even though it was giving us double damage before. So it's off of base damage, unfortunately. But hey, you know what? It's better than what we had there before, right? It was literally just holster speed before, which yeah. Maybe I can quickly test. I'm gonna quickly test if it works on Chroma's dog breath. So we're going to get our buff right here. And... oh yeah, I forgot how you do this. Okay, so to breathe fire as Chroma, you hold down the button. So I'm seeing 1181. Once it runs out, let's see. 1181 again. How do I get out of this ability? Alright, let's recast it. We are seeing 1181 with the buff up. 1024. What? I don't think it buffs abilities. Or at least it doesn't buff that ability. That's the first time I've used that ability in multiple years, just saying. Alright, let's move on to Gauss. The Gauss one's a lot easier to test and showcase. And it's probably just going to be a lot more noticeable, too. But hey, for Toxin Chroma, usually I use Toxin Chroma for like arbitrations and stuff. For Profit Taker, it's just a buff. Like, that's a Profit Taker buff, technically. Not like you're going to really see the damage number difference. Because you got to remember, too, Chroma's third ability is also a damage buff. So we basically just got another damage buff on Chroma that's going to like get blobbed into his other one, see? So we just got this new one, 88% with my build. Then this one's got 698, so it's just going to blob together. You're not going to even notice it. That's pretty funny. If it does end up working on abilities and I test it more later, I'll let you guys know about it. But right now, thinking no. All right, moving on to the rest of the changes we got here. Now we've got Gauss getting another. So holster speed is the name of the game here today. Gauss's fourth ability, Redline, will no longer provide holster speed buff. It will provide a casting speed buff, and it's actually kind of crazy. Was testing a little bit before I started recording this video, and his Redline's his fourth ability. If you don't remember, like his ultimate, where he buffs all his abilities or buffs all his guns and abilities. Yeah, now it's going to be casting speed increasing. So depending how much duration you have over the course of the ability, you can get massively increased casting speed. 161 with this build if it's fully stacked up. And remember, that's also giving you reload speed, attack speed, and fire rate for that whole time as well as you're firing off some rockets in the area too. So yeah, I mean, you don't need that much casting speed on Gauss, but I'll take it. You can empty your entire energy pool like near instantly now. So let's quickly show it. I'm going to use Madurai too just for fun, and I think we even had natural talent on there. This should be nearly max casting speed without Archon shards. Cast the 4, and as you can see, you can't even like see the animation really. You can hear the sound effect. So I'm out of energy already, and I'm not even fully stacked up. So let's kind of stack up a little bit here. Get into the red line. All right, now we're in the red line. We should be getting massively increased casting speed. Yeah, you can't even see him moving his hands really. That's how fast the cast speed is. Okay, so yeah, that unfortunately is not subsumable in other frames. But yeah, if you're trying to like fast fissures as Gauss or something, this is just a straight up buff. I mean, if you're using Gauss for endurance, a straight up buff. I mean, all of his stuff's getting casted faster. That should also work on Helmuth abilities too, casting them more quickly. So depending whichever Helmuth you usually use on Gauss, sure, here's like a fissure nuking build, should work pretty well. You'll be getting about 66%. That's better than natural talent, honestly. Natural talent's 50%, 66% with like a pretty normal, like a pretty low duration build, honestly. So that's pretty hilarious. I'd say that the buff for Gauss will be a lot more noticeable than the buff for Chroma. So there you go, Gauss mains. Not like Gauss needed a buff in the slightest, but I'll take it. And then the reasoning for this, with the overall buff to holster speed, in Update 32, the above abilities have had their holster speed attributes replaced similar to how the mods were adjusted. Okay, ability descriptions are getting updated later. Landing craft blueprints are no longer tradable. Okay. And let's see what we got here. Fix Mag's passive, reverting to 3 meters when playing in a squad, both as a host and as a client. So that was a bug where Mag's passive was becoming 3 meters instead of 8 meters. Fix Theorem Demolcent Arcanes, applying its weapon damage buff to increase Wisp, Breed Surge, Baruch's Desolate Hands, and Ember's Fireball. That's those really annoying arcanes from Deimos, I'm pretty sure. The ones that come with kit guns. So for example, let's go back to Chroma here. So those are the ones from the Subterranean Bounties that D just did not want anyone to do, apparently, because they have never made anything worthwhile from down there. So that means that the Theorem Demolcent Arcanes were applying to some abilities. You know what the annoying thing is like they would apply to some abilities, but not all abilities. The way I look at it is like they should apply to everything or nothing, because it's so annoying how it's like, oh yeah, this is what they're talking about. So on Kit Gun Kill gives you elemental damage. You stand in this puddle. It's got low proc chance. It was apparently working on Wisp modes. Like I said, it should work on everything or it should work on nothing. So I'm somewhat okay with these types of changes. Just I don't like having these outliers in the first place. It's frustrating trying to explain this stuff to people when it's like, oh no, that one doesn't work. No. Terrify does not armor strip that guy, but it will strip the armor of those other guys. Oh, the Eximus is fine too. Yeah, just not that guy. I don't like that stuff in this game, and they need to remove that as much as possible. Yeah, so that got removed. I'm sure someone out there is mad about that, but I'm not mad about that. Fixed Protea's thrown grenade, ignoring stat modifiers from equip mods in various different scenarios. Notably, if a grenade okay, that's a bug that they fixed. Fix this, fix that. Looks like the rest of it is not very important. Revenant Prime will no longer clip through his collar. If you watch my Revenant Prime How to Play guide, I was talking about how Revenant Prime, his base animation set clips through the collar on Revenant Prime's helmet and all that. So, yeah, they fixed that. So that's basically it for the patch, it looks like, guys. Yeah, so that's good for Chroma and Gauss, I guess. Nothing else really changed. They also did eventually fix the Slaytra. I'm using the Slaytra here, and the passive is fixed, so that's good. And, there's a bunch of other bugs in this game, too, and a bunch of things people want changed, but I guess that we're doing one step at a time here. So just a little hot fix, not supposed to be anything too major. I'll get back to you. I'll probably have a pinned comment, actually, about abilities besides Chroma's breath working on the holster buff. I have a feeling they coded it as just weapons, even though holster amp does work on abilities, like I said earlier. So maybe keep an eye out for more information from me on that one. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope the video was fun and helpful to you. Nice little news update. And yeah, we'll be getting hopefully the echoes of Veilbreaker info this week. I really hope so. All right, guys, take it easy. Peace.